Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here today because we're going to talk about something that makes many learners feel nervous, stressed, or even afraid to speak. Yes, today we're talking about grammar. More exactly, we're talking about why you should stop worrying about grammar so much and what you should focus on instead if you want to speak English more confidently and naturally. Let's dive right in. 1. Grammar feels like a big problem. Let's be honest. Grammar rules can feel confusing. There are so many tenses, exceptions, irregular verbs, conditionals, prepositions, the list goes on and on. And if you're like many learners, maybe you think, I can't speak because I don't know grammar. If I make a grammar mistake, people will laugh. I'll speak when I feel more confident with grammar. But the truth is this, grammar is not your biggest problem. Fear is, you don't need perfect grammar to communicate well. In fact, most native speakers don't use perfect grammar when they speak, either. So if grammar is stopping you from speaking, then it's time to change your approach. 2. What's more important than grammar? Here's what matters more than grammar. Confidence, vocabulary, clear pronunciation, understanding common expressions, fluency, speaking without stopping too much. Imagine this. You meet someone who speaks English with a small accent and makes a few grammar mistakes, but they speak with confidence, they use the right words, and you can understand everything. Would you think, oh no, they said he go to work instead of he goes to work? Of course not. You'd probably think, wow, this person speaks English well. The goal of language is communication, not perfection. That's why fluency and clarity are more important than grammar rules. 3. Learn grammar naturally. Now, I'm not saying that grammar doesn't matter at all. It does. But you don't need to memorize rules like a textbook. The best way to learn grammar is to see it and hear it in real context. That means listening to podcasts and conversations, reading short stories or articles, watching TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos in English, speaking with others, even if you make mistakes. When you do this regularly, your brain starts to notice patterns. For example, oh, people say I've been waiting when they talk about something continuing. They often say going to when they talk about future plans. I see used to a lot when people talk about the past. You start to understand how grammar really works without needing to learn the exact rule. 4. Focus on communication first. Let's do a small exercise. Which sentence is better? 1. He go office every day by bus. No, like train. 2. He goes to the office every day by bus. He doesn't like the train. Obviously, the second sentence is grammatically correct. But if someone said the first one to you, would you understand them? Yes, completely. So what's the real difference? The first one has grammar mistakes, but the message is clear. That's what you should focus on first, getting your message across. With time and practice, the grammar will improve, but you won't get better if you never speak at all, because you're too afraid of mistakes. 5. Native speakers make grammar mistakes too. Here's a little secret. Even native English speakers break grammar rules all the time, especially in conversation. They say, there's lots of people here. Instead of there are, me and my friend went to shop. Instead of my friend and I, she don't know nothing. Instead of she doesn't know anything. Does that mean they don't speak English? No. It means that natural conversation is flexible. So if native speakers are allowed to be relaxed with grammar, you can too, especially when you're still learning. 6. What you should focus on instead. If grammar is not the number one priority, what should you focus on? Here's what I recommend. Build your vocabulary. Learn useful words and phrases that you hear in real life. Learn common sentence patterns like I'm used to, I'd rather, I'm thinking about. Improve your listening. The more you hear English, the more natural grammar becomes. Speak as much as possible. Mistakes help you grow. Use language in real life. Talk to people, write messages, think in English. When you do these things, your brain starts to understand how English works, and your grammar improves without stress. 7. Try the good enough rule. Here's a tip I give my students. Use the good enough rule. If your sentence is good enough to be understood, then it's good enough to say. You can always fix small grammar details later, but communication comes first. For example, don't stop yourself from saying, "Yesterday I go park with my friend." It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Later, you'll hear the correct version, "Yesterday I went to the park," and your brain will remember it. So stop waiting for perfect grammar. Speak now. Learn as you go. 8. Confidence is more powerful than grammar. Think about this. Would you rather talk to someone with perfect grammar but who is nervous and speaks very slowly, or someone who speaks confidently, even with small mistakes? Most people choose confidence because confidence makes people listen. It makes your message stronger. It shows that you trust yourself. So build your confidence every time you speak, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Mistakes are part of learning. They show that you're trying. Final thoughts. Let's quickly review what we talked about today. Don't let grammar stop you from speaking. Fluency, vocabulary, and confidence are more important. Learn grammar naturally by listening, reading, and speaking. Communication is the goal, not perfection. Mistakes are okay. Even native speakers make them. Focus on clear messages in daily practice. Speak now, and grammar will follow later. You're already doing something amazing. You're learning a new language. That's not easy. So don't let fear or grammar stress stop you. Be proud of your progress. Speak with confidence. And remember, you're better than you think. Thanks for listening to this episode. Keep going, keep speaking, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.